Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak and Explore English. I'm Martha.
And I'm Josh. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Today, we're talking about something every traveler faces. Where should you stay when you visit a new place? Should you book a traditional hotel or try an Airbnb rental?
This is such a great topic, and Martha and I actually have completely different opinions about this.
We really do. I'm definitely team hotel all the way, while Josh is completely obsessed with Airbnb experiences.
Obsessed is a strong word, but yeah, pretty much. So we thought this would be perfect for helping you practice listening to natural English conversation while learning useful travel vocabulary.
Exactly. So, Josh, why don't you start us off? What's your big love affair with Airbnb all about?
Oh man, where do I even begin? The biggest thing for me is the authentic experience you get. I'll give you a perfect example. Last year I stayed in Prague in this amazing apartment in Vinohrady, which is a residential neighborhood where actual Czech families live, not just tourists. The building was this beautiful 19th century structure with high ceilings and original hardwood floors.
Okay.
I ended up going to this little cafe every morning where the owner, Pavel, this elderly Czech guy, would make me the most incredible coffee. By the third day, he was teaching me Czech phrases and telling me stories about the neighborhood's history.
That sounds sweet.
But here's the amazing part. On my last Sunday there, Pavel invited me to his family's home for dinner. His wife made the most incredible homemade goulash, and I spent the evening with 3 generations of his family, learning about their lives and traditions.
Okay, that does sound really special. But honestly, that kind of social interaction is exactly why I prefer hotels. When I travel, I don't always want to make friends with locals or explain my schedule to anyone.
Interesting.
Last time I was in Tokyo, I stayed at this gorgeous hotel in Shibuya. The moment I walked into the lobby, jet-lagged at 6 a.m., they offered me a warm towel and green tea, upgraded my room for free because I was a loyalty member, and the concierge, who spoke perfect English, immediately created a personalized itinerary based on my interests in art and traditional gardens.
Right.
I want professional service, room service when I'm hungry, daily housekeeping, a front desk available 24/7. I want to feel pampered when I'm on vacation, not like I need to socialize or do household chores.
I totally get that for certain types of trips. But here's another huge advantage of Airbnb, the cost savings, especially for group travel. This past summer, I went to Portugal with 3 friends.
Uh-huh.
We rented this amazing villa with a pool for €80 per night total, so just €20 each. If we'd booked separate hotel rooms, we would have paid €150 to €200 each per night. Plus, we had this incredible kitchen where we could cook breakfast together each morning, and we discovered this local market where we bought fresh seafood, local cheeses, and amazing Portuguese wine.
But Josh, let's be realistic about group travel. What happens when friends have different cleanliness standards? What if someone breaks something expensive and you lose your security deposit? And all that cooking sounds fun, but what if you're on vacation and you just want someone else to prepare your meals and clean up afterward?
Fair points about group dynamics. Everyone contributed to a damage deposit fund, and we assigned cooking and cleaning rotations. It actually brought us closer together. But I understand that not everyone wants that level of coordination on vacation.
Okay, I'll give you the cost factor for group trips. That's definitely more economical. But what about safety and reliability? That's my biggest concern with Airbnb.
True.
With hotels, you have professional security, consistent quality standards, liability insurance, trained staff who can handle emergencies. There's a whole system in place to protect guests.
Those are valid points. Safety should always be the top priority. While Airbnb doesn't have a formal points program like hotels, I've built relationships with several hosts who offer repeat guest discounts, sometimes 15 to 20% off return visits. Plus, if you book monthly stays, you often get significant discounts. I got 40% off a month-long stay in Berlin last year. And some credit cards give extra points for Airbnb purchases, so you can still earn travel rewards.
Exactly. But I'm curious, what else draws you to Airbnb besides the cost and authentic experiences?
Space is huge for me. Instead of being cramped in a tiny hotel room with just a bed and maybe one chair, you usually get an entire apartment with a proper living room where you can spread out, relax, work on your laptop.
That's true.
And the relationships with hosts can be incredible. Not just like Pavel in Prague, but hosts who become genuine friends. They give you insider tips about hidden gems that no guidebook would ever mention.
I hear what you're saying, but sometimes I actually prefer that professional distance. I don't want to worry about being a good guest in someone's home or feel obligated to chat when I just want to relax.
That's completely fair.
And let's talk amenities. Hotels often have gyms, swimming pools, spas, business centers, restaurants, bars. If I need extra towels or want my room cleaned, I just call the front desk. Everything is convenient and professional.
You make solid points about convenience and amenities, but I think it also depends a lot on what kind of trip you're taking, doesn't it?
Absolutely. For a romantic weekend getaway, a luxury hotel with room service and a spa sounds perfect.
Right. And for family vacations with kids, Airbnb can be a lifesaver. Kids have space to play, parents can cook familiar foods if the children are picky eaters, you can do laundry so you pack lighter, and you're not disturbing other hotel guests if the kids get a little loud. Plus, you can maintain normal bedtime routines in a separate bedroom, which is crucial for toddlers.
That's a good point. What about solo travel? I personally feel safer in hotels when I'm traveling alone, especially as a woman.
Safety should always come first. Absolutely. I think solo travelers need to be extra careful with Airbnb research, reading reviews, choosing places with multiple recent positive reviews, and trusting your instincts.
Exactly.
But season can matter too. Last winter, I stayed in this incredible chalet in the French Alps through Airbnb. It had a stone fireplace, full kitchen for making hot chocolate and warming soup after skiing, amazing mountain views, and even a sauna. A comparable ski resort hotel would have cost 3 times as much during peak season. Plus, I would have been stuck eating overpriced resort food every meal.
That kitchen situation sounds great, but what if the heating breaks down? Hotels have 24/7 maintenance staff, backup generators, and emergency protocols. They can move you to another room immediately if there's a problem. With Airbnb, you might be stuck trying to reach a host who's on vacation themselves, or dealing with local repair services in a language you don't speak.
That's why I always get comprehensive travel insurance when staying in Airbnbs, especially for international trips. Many policies now cover rental property issues, and Airbnb has really improved their host guarantee program and 24/7 customer service. Plus, I always have a backup hotel option researched just in case, though I've only needed it once in over 50 Airbnb stays.
That's a huge advantage. Hotels usually have much more flexible cancellation policies and can help rebook if there are problems.
So I guess the real answer is, it depends. Your budget, travel style, who you're traveling with, the purpose of your trip, and your personal preferences.
Exactly. And that's actually a valuable lesson for our English learners. Sometimes there isn't one perfect answer. Context and personal preferences matter a lot.
Absolutely. So listeners, what about you? Are you team hotel like Martha or team Airbnb like me?
Before we wrap up, let's do a quick vocabulary recap. We used lots of useful travel terms today, like amenities, concierge, authentic experience, residential neighborhood, hidden gems, corporate rates.
Great examples, plus liability insurance, loyalty programs, peak season, rebooking assistance, superhost, instant booking, and city taxes. These are all expressions you'll definitely use when planning trips and talking about travel experiences. For our English learners, peak season means the busiest, most expensive time to visit, while shoulder season is the period just before or after peak season with better prices but still good weather.
Oh, and listeners should know about terms like all-inclusive for resorts where meals and activities are included in the price versus room-only rates. Blackout dates are when you can't use loyalty points or special offers, usually during holidays or major events. And walk-in rate is the price you pay if you show up without a reservation, usually much higher than advance bookings.
And speaking of food, that's one area where Airbnb really shines for longer stays. You can shop at local markets, try cooking regional ingredients, and save money on dining out for every meal. I love discovering local grocery stores and trying to recreate dishes I've had at restaurants. It's like taking a cooking class in every city I visit.
But hotels offer incredible dining experiences too. Michelin-starred hotel restaurants, breakfast buffets with international options, room service when you're too tired to go out, and concierges who can get you into fully booked restaurants. Plus, no grocery shopping, cooking, or cleanup required. You're truly on vacation from all domestic responsibilities. And here are some detailed practical tips. For hotels, sign up for loyalty programs even if you don't travel frequently. The benefits often kick in immediately. Book directly with the hotel for better rates and upgrades, but first check comparison sites like Booking.com or Expedia to know the market price. For Airbnb, always read all reviews carefully, especially the most recent ones. Look for superhosts with consistent ratings, message hosts with specific questions before booking. Their response time tells you a lot about their attentiveness.
I'd add, always factor in cleaning fees and city taxes when comparing Airbnb prices. Sometimes a cheaper nightly rate becomes expensive with all the extra charges. Look for listings with instant booking if you need confirmation quickly. Check the exact location on a map. Sometimes near downtown actually means a 45-minute commute. And here's a pro tip. Message hosts about longer stays, even if weekly discounts aren't advertised. Many will offer custom rates for stays over a week.
Thanks so much for listening to Speak and Explore English today. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful for your English learning, please give us a like and subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, your support really helps us reach more English learners around the world. And don't forget to practice using today's travel vocabulary in your own conversations.
Until next time, keep practicing your English and happy travels, everyone.